Hi everyone, this is Terence, the Impossible Investor. Now, I've just completed and came back from an Impossible weekend with working with new Impossible apprentices in Bangkok, Thailand. I didn't manage to do the weekend updates over the weekend itself, but I'm back here. I'm going to talk about what's going to happen in the week ahead because it's going to be really, really exciting. All right, it's going to be an exciting week ahead because it's all started on Friday itself. Now, what do I mean by it started on Friday itself? If you take a look at my screen over here, all right, now this is basically the S&P 500 on Friday itself. All right, so we started flat, all right, and then we saw the market crashing all the way down over here, all right, before staging a recovery all the way until it's closed over here. Now, so we started kind of flat for the day, all right? So people were expecting a kind of a non-event for option expiry. Now, but what happened was after that, the selling started to kick in, all right? And what we know from this week over here is this. When the selling started to kick in over here, it'll start to spiral, all right? And it starts to lead to selling activities because people are really scared. All right, but what has happened over here is if you're gonna ask me why do we have that late rally back into the close over here, all right, it's probably due to what we call the short coverings over here. Now, so throughout the week over here, a lot of short-term traders would have probably tried to short the market on a short-term basis to try and profit, all right, from the downturn over here. And they're even they are probably afraid of things that can come out over the weekend because of the U.S.-China trade war over here, all right. They don't know what China is going to say. They don't know how the retaliation is going to be, or they're going to come out and take a soft stance on this whole situation. Now, so even the short sellers in the market over here are not going to stay in, all right. Saturday, Sunday is going to be a huge risk for them. All right, so after lunch over here, we'll probably start to see a lot of them starting to cover their positions, the short positions that they've taken throughout the week on the S&P 500 itself. Now, you must understand one thing that is really interesting when there are traders out there that are shorting the index as a whole. Now, what happens over here is when they start to cover the index, all right, it leads to the index going up. All right, but index are supported by what we call the components over here. Now, so if you talk about the S&P 500 over here, as the index goes up, the 500 stock components over here would have to go up as well. Otherwise, it just doesn't balance up. Yeah, all right now. So that's why we start to see a lot of the blue chip stocks starts to go up in the later half of the day as well. And it kind of reversed their downturn, all right, and started spiraling up. Now, so that's what's happening in the markets on Friday, all right, and it's really, kind of like a whirlwind over here because it's closed actually positive for the day. Now, can you imagine we have down, if I'm not too wrong, almost over 40 points, all right, at the lowest point for the day, and then we swing it back up over here, all right, and then closing about 10 points up on the S&P 500 index as a whole. Now that's literally down 40, up 40, and then up another positive 10. That's literally almost a down and up of 90 points in total, all right, just on a single day itself. Now that's how scared, that's how unsettled the market is right now in the current situation. Now, so there are a lot of things that can play out over here. We have, of course, right now, the one right in front of us is the China-US trade war. And then what we have also is, of course, the inverted yield curve. All right, the bonds over here will play a part. All right, and if you actually pay attention over the weekends or over the last week itself, there are actually a lot of economic numbers from the Europe side and the US side that actually paints that the economy is not really doing too well. Now, all these, if they start to come together over here, it's going to come to the market, with a bout of fear, all right? And we all know by now what fear does to the markets in terms of its players over here. Many players are short-term in focus, so selling leads to more selling. So, we may not be at the end of this volatility period over here. Now, so if you're going to get into the markets, make sure you know what you're doing over here. Make sure you're aware of the risk. Make sure you cap your risk over here. You know exactly what you're in for. All right. Otherwise, it really might be better if you just choose to stay out of this market and play a wait and see over here. All right. But of course, if you want to generate better than average returns on your portfolio, that's of course not the stance that you can take right now. So that's not what we do as Impossible Investors. We continue to trade over here. Now, so just a quick update. I'm going to bring you over to my computer screen next. And on my computer screen, I'm just going to continue to talk about some opportunities that are spot in the markets right now. And how you can try to take on some trades in the current like of the market situations and look at some stocks perhaps. All right. Hey, now, so let's look at the charts continuing on from where I left off. Now, so if you're really afraid of what the market is going to do and you kind of expect that the market is going to come off over here, all right, one thing you can really do over here is you can look at sectors that are, kind of unaffected over here. All right, and we all know one thing for a fact, the S&P 500 is heavily weighted in what we call the financial side. all right, which means the banks and financial institutions over here. Now, so if you look at the XLF over here, which is the ETF that represents the financial sector, all right, it is still kind of a non-mover over here. It's not done much over the last 1 year, all right. So I'm having a daily chart for 1 year over here. So this, has not done much. But if I'm going to zoom into a smaller scale basis over here, all right, let's just take a look at the last 5 days. All right, now if you look at the last 5 days, the market has done a lot. The market has come off quite a little bit over here. Now, but you can see the XLF didn't really kind of they were not part of this move over here. All right, they kind of like ended the week flat. All right, that means, there's a lot of selling going on, but, it's not happening in the banking stocks over here. Now, so one thing is, if you do expect the markets to come off, you can look at this, as one of the sector as a whole that is going to make the move and it's going to support the move downwards over here, right? So, a short position or, buying some put options position is going to be really interesting when it comes to XLF or the financial sectors. Now, but how do you buy your put options? How do you play it right? What kind of durations do you look at? What kind of put options do you buy? Do you buy out of the money? Do you buy at the money? Do you buy in the money over here? It is all down to, all right, your experience level. Right now, I know a lot of people out there who trade options. You have a lot of people, a lot of, trainers out there that might be telling you, all right, that you should be buying out of the money because, it's a low risk, high return kind of trade that you're taking up or you're setting up. But that isn't necessarily the best kind of way to trade options if you really know what you're doing over here, right? That's not the best way to benefit over here. Yeah, all right, okay. Now, so My Impossible Pro traders over here, all right, they've got the exact deal on how I spot these opportunities and how I maximize my returns, all right, when I actually do see a short opportunity on any counters over here. Yeah, all right, okay. Now, so that's how I continuously do things differently, all right, based on the experience that I've accumulated over the markets. Now, please understand this. It's not as though I've never made mistakes over here. I've lost a lot of money over the years as well. But all these mistakes over here just, provides me lessons, all right? Lessons, whether it's big or small, all right? I have really, really big lessons in the market, all right, throughout my career over here, all right? Now, and those big lessons over here can be seen as, a failure by many, all right? But what it actually does is it just means that you need to be taught a really big lesson, all right, on where you fail, all right, and identify where you did fail, all right, and create a strategy that betters, all right, that situation so that it doesn't happen again. All right, okay, so I've been through a lot of these kind of situations and, it's led me to formulate the special, all right, very targeted strategies to, kind of profit from very special situations and, trades over here, especially on a short term. Yeah, okay, of course, in IMP itself, we build a portfolio for the long term, right? But we try to adopt selling options to generate the short-term income in the process of building that long-term portfolio, right? Okay, now, but this we are talking about is short-term trading opportunities. Yeah, all right, so the whole frame and outlook of what you're about to do should be kind of different over here. Okay, now, so I hope that kind of makes sense. Now, next over here, I just want to quickly talk about another company. Yeah, all right, now, and that's really SJM over here. Now, SGM is, a transportation, kind of like a transportation company, all right, that's based in the US. Yeah, okay. Actually, they've done really, really well over the last 1 year. All right. If I pull it back out to a 1 year chart, you can see actually this stock has kind of broke out. All right, for the technical traders, I'm not a very technical person, but for the technical ones in you, all right, a lot of you would have said, oh, look at a bullish, breakout move over there. All right, because 115 was about the breakout, the high over here. All right, and the stock broke out from 115 in March this year. And look, it went from 115 all the way to 126, where we're seeing it right now. And it's yet to really, really soften over here. Now, but you have to understand one thing. If the markets is going to come off, all right, if the S&P is going to start tumbling, we're going to see that 5, 10, 15% correction happening in the markets. It is going to become a sell all, feast all, yeah, kind of situations right now. So it's going to start bringing down the stocks that have enjoyed, all right, the best runs over here, right, in the hardest terms. Yeah, okay, so if I'm going to look for short opportunities, all right, to kind of hedge my portfolio over here that I'm trying to build in IMP, all right, this is the kind of stocks that I'll be looking at over here. Right now, so this is definitely another candidate where you can look at shorting over here. But as an options trader, I would rather buy a put options on this. All right, but again, what's the right put options to structure over here? All right, in fact, the subscribers over here to one of my services, all right, I'll actually be putting out one of these trades on this company over here throughout the course of next week. Yeah, okay, all right, so do look out for it. Now, so this is another company that really interests me over here. Right now, another company has really tumbled over the last week is really Intel. All right, Intel has been a tech giant over here. All right, ever since it announced its earnings, it's been suffering. All right, but it continues to suffer over here throughout the week. All right, it went from a week ago where it's about $50 down to about $45, $46 levels to end the week. All right, okay, now is the selling over? I really do not know. All right, is it a good opportunity? Surely it is. Yeah, okay, but again, going back to the technical traders, they always say do not try to catch a falling knife. Yeah, all right, yes, you do not try to catch a falling knife if you don't know what you're doing. Yeah, all right, but if you know exactly where the knife is going to go, you know exactly which part of the knife you're supposed to be catching over here, all right, it's a less dangerous act in terms of what you're doing. All right, so our Impossible Investors community has a trade on Intel over here. It did not work out this week because the stock did a quick collapse on Friday itself, but we're fine. Yeah, we just need to put on a repair on this position or this trade over here. All right, and we are in a good position, we are in a comfortable position, and we're looking to profit over here as the stock starts to stabilize and it starts to move back upwards over here. Yeah, okay, so yes, we are in a trade, we are in a repair right now on this trade, but we have no fears over here. All right, now going to another stock that we actually have a trade on. All right, that's Walgreen Boot Alliance. Walgreen Boot Alliance continues to do what we call the sideways movements over here. All right, and as option sellers, this is definitely one of the best kind of situations that we can do and we can get on a stock. All right, because as it goes up and down, but it literally goes nowhere. All right, what we end up doing is we end up selling options that will expire away. All right, at the end of our durations, week after week. All right, 2 weeks after 2 weeks, 3 weeks after 3 weeks, month after month over here. All right, so this is how we go about using a stock and we start to generate income on a recurring basis, all right, and create our portfolio gains. Now, why do I really want to do this? Let me summarize today's video on this concept. A lot of people keep asking me this question, Terence, how are you different? How are you different from someone who buys a stock? Yeah, okay, all right, so just how different am I over here from a stock investor? Now, it's a really simple concept over here. I do love stocks. I do love great stocks over here. But what I don't love is the process of researching these great stocks. Now, so, I've seen some people talk about, the ideas of stocks over here, and it gets really confusing. What do I mean by it gets really confusing over here? Can you imagine? Yeah, all right, we all know that the best investor in the world right now today in terms of stock picking over here is really Mr. Buffett. Now, I respect him a lot over here, and he has done and has achieved a lot over the years when it comes to picking stocks. Nobody challenges that. Yeah, all right, nobody challenges that. But there are two things that he mentioned over here, all right, that it's vital when it comes to picking up good stocks over here. One, you have to really understand the company. All right, I'm just going to summarize that as a whole. All right, fundamental investing, it really means you have to understand the companies, all right, and the numbers behind the company. All right, and the next thing over here is really down to the moat. All right, now, for those of you who don't even understand moat, all right, now the simple terms of it is what's special, what's the secret sauce, what's the special sauce over here. Now, then the weird thing is I start to see some value investors itself talking about, hey, moat, all right, moat is something that doesn't last forever. Now, isn't that kind of confusing over here, right? When you're talking about value investing, but then you're talking about moat doesn't last forever. So you should not adopt a buy and hold strategy. Now, that's what we call disparity over here. And that's the problem when it comes to the stock market. Yeah, all right, there's just too much information out there. All right, what we need to do is we need to start to simplify. Yeah, all right, that's not a good word. Yeah, all right, we need to start to make everything simple. Yeah, all right, because understand this, I really have a passion for the stock market. I really have a passion for trading, but not everyone who's in the stock market is like that. Yeah, all right, and I understand that. Not everyone is like that. All right, so in IMP, what we do over here is using my experience and my losses and all the pain that I've gone through in the market before I built the system up to where it is today. All right, now it doesn't mean it doesn't make mistakes, but what it means right now is with every mistake that we make, it can be fixed. Yeah, all right, that's the part that I've done over here. All right, because of all the mistakes that I made over here, I start to realize where the flaws are and start to plug the holes in those flaws. Because imagine this, if you make a mistake, but you don't have to take a loss on that mistake, yeah, all right, how much more, all right, stable, how much less risky your investing is going to be. Yeah, all right, now, why do people invest in properties? They love properties. They don't speculate, they invest. Yeah, they invest because they know they're investing in something where the long-term value of it is going to constantly appreciate. They already know that before they start. That's why people do it. But when it comes to the stock market, people just forget that. People just throw that out of the window. If you're expected to buy and sell stocks all the time just to make a profit for yourself, of course, that's how you're going to think. Yeah, all right. After you make a profit, for example, somebody buys Facebook over the next 2 years, they make 200% returns. Now, they're going to celebrate that. But you know, when I look at it over here now, if you ask me how I look at it over here, I'm just going to turn around and I'm going to ask you now, what next? You have made 200% on Facebook. What next? Are you going to find the next Facebook? How are you sure you're going to find the next Facebook as well? Because when you first started, there are probably 10 companies that you had to choose from, but you chose Facebook. You were right. All right. But what makes you think when you choose from the next 10 companies, you're going to be right again? Because if you're not right, you're not going to make this money. Yeah, all right. Now, that's the difficult part. I wanted to start to symbolize the whole process over here. Now, so what I really did was I stuck with only the cream of the crops, the best of the best out there. Yeah, okay. Now, that if I really have to put it down to the chase, it's a little bit more than that. But, you know, a simple comparison I could give you over here is, you know, it's similar to investing in blue chips over here. Yeah, people invest in blue chips. What do they like about it? They like safety. Yeah, all right. What they don't like about it, they don't like the returns that come with that safety over here. So how do we create that hybrid of balancing safety in the companies that we invest in, yeah, all right, versus the returns that will make you happy? That's what IMP does. IMP is in the hybrid position over here. So I'm neither a value investor, I'm similar to them. I'm neither a trader, I'm not as risky as them. I'm somewhere in the middle. Yeah, all right. What makes me really stand out from all this? Right? While value investors may sell options, they may ask you to end up picking those stocks. You know, if something happens, I don't pick up stocks. I don't want to buy those stocks. I just want to make money from them. Yeah, okay, that's what's unique, all right, and really special about IMP over here. So now, if you're really interested to find out exactly how I created this whole recipe, if you're excited about how to start creating your own impossible journey with me, all right, and start to make your portfolio grow on a consistent basis over here, all right, I'd like to meet up with you. I'd like to see you, all right, at my next introduction session where I can, have a more close-up talk with you, all right, and address all your fears that you have when it comes to investing, yeah, all right, and start building this chapter with you, all right, okay, now, have a pleasant week ahead. It's going to be really exciting, all right? For my community over here, I know it's going to be a really exciting one, all right? Now, meanwhile, stay safe, stay sane, stay impossible, everyone. Yeah, this is Terence Tan, the Impossible Investor, signing off over here in this video. Yeah, all right? Now, if you're not subscribed to the channel, do subscribe to the channel and do click like on the video or something like that. All right, now, I'll see you in my next video.